Ooh. All right. This will probably be a pretty short stream. Looking to maybe play for an hour or so. But I figured it was sort of time to make use of my Apple Arcade subscription. Because I've been letting it roll over like I'm sure a lot of people do with a lot of subscriptions that they're subscribed to, especially with like all these streaming services and platforms. I know most people obviously just let like Netflix and Hulu or whatever you use to watch like movies and TV and stuff. Like people indefinitely just let those subscriptions roll, even though you're probably not using them too often. So I'm super guilty of that. A with Game Pass and B with Apple Arcade. A problem is that every time I get the notification or the billing for $5 a month, which is what it costs generally, I think, for like an ongoing non first timer subscription to Apple Arcade. Um, every time it comes around, I'm like, shit, I haven't used it in a month, and I keep getting charged $5. So I've at least spent somewhere between fifth. I think I've been subscribed for a year or two at this point. So, long story short, I originally bought my Apple Arcade for Fantasian. So Fantasian came out. Uh, is it last year? Yeah, because I think Fantasian was my 2021 game. So I haven't actually finished it. I have 20 hours on it, but I loved it so much, and I bought an Apple Arcade TV device, like the 4K Apple Arcade Pro or whatever. I don't know if it's the latest version, but at the time it was like the latest version. And what I usually do is I will go and buy any new platform or some sort of gaming service if there's exclusives on it. And Fantasian so far it's been a little over a year, I think, at this point that it's been released. It hasn't left Apple Arcade. So, and if you're not familiar with that, it's from the legendary Final Fantasy creator Sakaguchi and Mistwalker. Uh, so it's a very traditional turn-based RPG. It's kind of like a successor to Lost Odyssey, specifically, is what it feels like, or like post Final Fantasy X. I would say like Final Fantasy is what Fantasian's like. But there's been a few other exclusives. There's Super Leap Day, which is from is it Nitrome is the developer? There's Platinum Games World of Demons, which also launched I think the same time as Fantasian, and these two were the games that I bought the platform for. I haven't finished either of them because it's such a like awkward device to boot up. Um, or I'm just not used to including it in my kind of like rotation, like turning on the Xbox or the Nintendo Switch or this is so this is very Panzer Dragoon. Um, it's a choice not to have sound effects during this too. And so many there's two vocal tracks back to back already. This is some Apple developer Apple money that they gave these. I swear between this and Mistwalk or Fantasian that I was talking about earlier, dude, they're like high production um projects for that are like stuck on these like either an iPad or an Apple Arcade device. Like it's just wild to me. And they're both like legendary Japanese creators, and they're making these like weird ass projects for mobile devices essentially. But at the same time, they're not like predatory microtransaction gotcha cell phone or mobile experiences. Like they're games that would have fit on home consoles like in other in a different time. And this is so serious. She looks like she's like Samus, half like the pilot from or that StarCraft Ghost game. That's what it's reminded me of a little bit. This is so dramatic. It's gonna transition right into the game. Dude. What is it? What is this soundtrack?
Save the planet. Get ready.
Yeah. Fuck yeah. Holy shit. I'm gonna pause this. This is like a Bayonetta boss. This is like what? Yeah, fuck yeah to this soundtrack. This game, hey Three Bears, this game's nuts. The soundtrack's completely out of control. This is the weirdest game I've played all year, probably. I swear that the music was like from Queen, but it's someone who clearly like was inspired by that type, like kind of rock opera. Whoa. What is happening? Yeah, it's only on Apple Arcade, so it's iPad or uh the Apple, what is it? Apple TV, Apple 4K TV or whatever it's called. So it works like any other platform. So you just take like I'm using my Elgato HD 60 Plus or whatever, S Plus, and then the HDMI from the Apple Arcade or Apple TV device goes into the back of that, and then that goes into the computer, obviously. Like the same kind of setup you would use if you were like capturing any other console, I guess. Yeah, well, um, I think you can. I watch another streamer, and he streams a lot of, or on occasion, he'll stream from his iPad, I think. So I think there's a way to do it. As long as there's an HDMI probably source or input or output, from the iPad. I don't have an iPad myself. Like the Apple TV is the first like Apple product I've ever owned. And I only bought it. I was saying this at the beginning of the stream, but I only bought it for like the exclusives that are on this Apple Arcade. Between yeah, this game just came out like I think last month or 2 months ago even. um, and then there was Fantasian from a year or so ago. There's some exclusives on this that are pretty good, and I really like this so far. Yeah, I think you probably would be able to capture it from the iPad. I think it's tougher probably if you have the iPad because you'll be looking down on the iPad obviously, so you won't be looking at the camera. So it's probably hard to kind of like I would imagine it gets nauseating or tough depending on how much kind of like stamina you have for that. Because even the guy who does stream from his iPad that I've seen, like he'll have to look up at chat occasionally, and then he looks back down. So you're always kind of looking down. Um, yeah, I hope that's the other thing too. I like Fantasian came out last year on this, um, and I swore I was gonna get a Switch like port like a year later, and a lot of games from this Apple Arcade have made their way to Switch and other platforms, obviously. But some games are just like I don't know if it's contractual reasons or what the deal is, but like some games just seem like stuck permanently on this Apple storefront, which is a shame because they should be available in other systems, at least on PC at the very least, I would think. But they must have like really tight, like strict um, contracts that are like probably for X amount of years before they can port it. That's what I'm guessing. I don't even I finished the second level, so. Oh, thanks, Three Bears. I appreciate that. Oh, hey, yeah, Little King Story is like one of my favorite games of all time. I love that creator too. Like I have an obsession with a lot of like more of the like underdog, more like auteur, like Japanese creators, like um yeah, like the person who's behind Little King story has, he's got like a crazy legacy and kind of development history that's just like really they're my kind of games. Like they just speak to me completely. Okay, hey Herb. Yeah. Yep, I'm with you. The Res Tetris Effect creator, all those people are like some of my favorites. What are these things? Am I supposed to? Oh, it's just to avoid them, I guess. Okay. Yeah, like this game's super basic, but it's the soundtrack's selling it for me. Yeah, true. I just, it's such a choice for this music. It's nuts. Like every track is a vocal track. Jesus Christ. The levels are short too, which I appreciate. It's just like, you kind of... Whoa, what is this music? This is out of control. Like, listen to this. I'm honestly obsessed with this, I think. Like, I... Whoa, second phase! Oh shit! No! Wow. We do need a game like that. This is honestly like has increased my mood like by 50% this morning. I think this is the most... Whoa. I think I'm like speechless with this. Like, this is the most passionate game I've played of 2022. Easily. Like, this has to be a passion project. Okay. Thanks, Three Bear. I'm gonna be blown away if they oh, I love like it just keeps moving. Like this is the most old school, no nonsense, like yeah, it's a passion project. Like this soundtrack's just completely like doesn't give a shit. It sort of feels like you're playing through like, even though it's not like a music heavy, or it's not like a musical rhythm game, it almost feels like you're playing through like an album, like flying through album covers. I'd be curious if that was like a concept or a thought that they had, especially with the choice with the, whoever this composer is, like. I think this, I wish, my only complaint so far is I wish the screen was pushed back a little bit. I think the screen's a little too close to, or your character's too close to the screen, or takes up too much of the screen, but other than that, this is like, I think this game's perfect. Yeah. Yeah, I agree with you, Herb. Look at these, all these bosses have like intro cinematics. Like this is nuts. What is this boss? I'm fighting like shit from Beauty and the Beast or something? Like what's happening? He is a lovable weirdo. I like Shenmue. I don't love Shenmue as much as like Yakuza, but I respect Shenmue a lot. And yeah, Space Harrier and all, like he's just like a legendary designer. Like you can't not respect him for like what he's done. And I love how like they're just, these feel like retirement games. Like between this game and Fantasian, Sakaguchi, you know, like legendary Final Fantasy creators game. Honestly, these feel like, this is like a weird take, I guess. It's not really a hot take or anything, but this feels like Apple funded or gave like as much money that like these like legendary veteran developers kind of asked for, and just were like, let me do what I want to do. These are passion projects. I'm getting old. Like, I don't know how much longer I'm going to be able to make games. So these just feel like just throw everything in the, you know, in the kitchen sink, like down on a design template, and just they're just straight up passion projects, and they almost feel like retirement games. Like if this is the last game I make, like at least I got to do what I kind of, how I started, like how I, you know, almost like a full circle experience for them. Maybe, I don't know. I'm not quite sure what my health is either. You have all these hearts. Oh, I think I know what my health is now. Never mind. You had like I had larger like purple hearts, and now I have these like yellow, smaller hearts. If there's no continues or credits, I'm gonna game over soon probably. That's right. Oh, good. I love how the levels are just named like really basic too. It's like desert, forest, ocean, beach. It's so classic. The enemy projectiles are like super, like they're straight out of Space Harrier. But the game itself is more like Panzer Dragoon, like it's an on-rails like arcade shooter. God, I love the music so much. Yeah, it does look, you're right, it does remind me of the Panzer Dragoon remake, which I wasn't too hot on, but it also wasn't like the worst thing ever. So this is, if you have an Apple Arcade subscription, it's free to download. Like every game on Apple Arcade is free to download. You just have to pay $5 a month or whatever. If you've never been a part of it, I always feel like there's deals where you get like a free 1 to 3 months of it. So as soon as you subscribe to Apple Arcade, you just download it and just start playing. Oh, I love this so much. All right, boss time again. The other game that you mentioned. So there's three. My top three recommendations on this platform is Fantasian, which is like a traditional JRPG. It's very like Lost Odyssey, post Final Fantasy X Final Fantasy. It's from Sakaguchi, legendary Final Fantasy creator. So Fantasian, this game, Air Twister, and then the third game I really like, I just haven't finished it as well, is Platinum Games World of Demons. It's kind of like a character action game, action RPG sort of, but it's very mission based. It has kind of like an Okami art style. Those are my top three, and they're only on this platform. And they're from three, very respected Japanese creators and developers. So there's a few other exclusives on here as well that I don't think have made their way to any other platform yet or service. There's that Castlevania Grimoire of Souls. So if you like Castlevania, I haven't tried that yet, but it was like a mobile port. I think it was like specifically mobile, and then they ported it to Apple Arcade, and they removed all like the gross like monetization or bleh, can't even say it. All the microtransaction bullshit. I think was removed out of that. There's Clap Hands, which is like a Hot Shots Golf sort of successor from the original creators. That's on here as well. And then I'll show you my downloads. I've only downloaded exclusive things that you can only get on this platform. Yeah, like I said, this is the first Apple device I've ever owned, and I just got it for the games. And I wouldn't have invested in the Apple TV to play this shit on my TV if these games were obviously like on Switch or PC. I would have just gotten them there. This track's ridiculous. It was so like I said earlier, I don't think it costs anything. You pay for the subscription, and then you just I think it's $5 a month for Apple Arcade, and then you could just download like every single game. As far as I know, is free to download. I don't know if the interface is different like on an iPad, but like when I subscribed to Apple Arcade through the TV device, it was literally just like a monthly subscription, and I had the first 3 months free. I don't know if that was a thing at the time. Oh, sorry. How much was the device? Um, shit. Oh, I bought it last year. It was between 150 and 200, I think. I don't think it was more than 200, and I don't know if there's been an updated device since that might be a little bit more, powerful. I don't know. I don't think it's like everything plays the same games, I think. Because there's like an Apple TV 4K. I think I just got the Apple TV HD. I don't remember what I even have. Yeah, it's a premium like purchase. Like it's not cheap. I hope they're gonna port this. I don't know. So that's the thing. Like, um, there's that Grindstone game. I think it's called Grindstone. I think it came out on Apple Store, um, Apple Arcade first, but then it got a Switch port. There was another kind of Metroidvania style game from Capcom. It was called Shinseki, I think. Something Into the Depths. It was a really cool game. It was only on Apple Arcade, but like a year later, it came to Switch. So I don't know. They don't, as far as I know, they don't disclose any of like the obviously like how long these games are. Uh, yeah, that's the other thing too. So you don't own any of these. They're just like part of the subscription. So um, you can only play them while subscribed. You can't outright purchase them, from my understanding. Maybe that'll change. So it's kind of I'm with you if that turns you off, because it honestly it took me to see Fantasian and that World of Demons game to kind of convince me to be like, let me kind of just make an exception for, a subscription based service on a platform I really don't want and it's not something I can purchase and own digitally, like for myself. So I don't know what's going to happen with like the Apple Arcade like ecosystem in the future, like how you know how long will these games be up or how long will the store be up. But I hope like the idea is like these games aren't lost or stuck on these platforms. If it ever does close down or whatever they do to migrate like from one service to the next, I guess that's just like a big unknown, I think. Yeah, do what you got to do to play it. Cool. Yeah, I'm just gonna keep going until I get a game over again. I'll spend my stars and unlock whatever I can unlock, and then I'm gonna call it quits for this afternoon. But Love it. Damn it. No! Whew! You get some health restored based on your performance or your rank, it seems like. I think this is the level I got to last time. I read like some impressions on the game, and I think there's 12 levels, which is a good length for an arcade shooter like this. Not enough room on the screen. You gotta take some of these hits, it feels like. I don't think I even got this far. Whoa! Look at that! So majestic. This game's giving me chills. That's really good. I love these boss designs. They're so cool. I mean, again, it's super basic, but I just love the way... I just love everything about it. poor, poor Manta guy. But he was a friend. I don't want to destroy him. They're not really friends, I guess, but... Alright, this is the furthest I've gotten so far, so it's progress. What? How serious this is. Now the game's... This is when the real game starts. This is so Panzer Dragoon, I can't get over it. Oh, you got all your, like, animal friends flying behind you. I'm obsessed with this. This is some serious shit. Like, this is... The enemy attacks grow even fiercer? What does that mean? Oh, cool. Get destroyed. Let's spread it to the other game. Yeah, I was wondering. I mean, is anyone playing this game? I only was reminded of it, so I had my eye on it, and I wasn't following it, but I became kind of aware of it, like a couple months ago, because it kind of just like came out of nowhere. I wasn't even sure, like, I don't even know how long this game was in development, like, or how much they were sharing like online, but I knew of it like when it came out, and I'm like, oh, I'll check that out eventually, and I'm just like, I don't want to turn on my Apple TV. So, but this morning I was just like, you know what? I really just want to like play something that can maybe finish in a sitting. And I really wanted to check this out. And in I was saying at the beginning of the stream, like my Apple subscription has been like rolling month after month, and I'm barely using it, which is horrible. But I'm like, is is anyone playing this? Yeah, exactly. I listened to a podcast. If you're familiar with them, it's 8-4. They're like former like game industry, game journalist people, and they mentioned it on their recent episode um, on Friday. I think they mentioned Air Twister, and that's what reminded me of it. I'm like, oh shit, I should really check that out. I'm obsessed. The older I've gotten, if I could finish a game in a sitting, the better, the happier I am. Like I still love long games, and I love JRPGs and long, big beefy games and all that, but like I like finishing stuff, especially lately, and I always have a goal for the year to finish 52 games. It's part of the channel, and it's part of like my kind of personal goal for the year. It's just to roll credits on 52 games in the year. It's a whole like kind of side community that kind of strives for that goal. So any game I can finish like in a sitting in an afternoon makes me happy. So I'm with you with that. Ah, oh, thanks. I appreciate it. Thank you. All right, boss time. Cool. I'm so gonna die at this boss. There's no way. I have like no health. Unless maybe I'll pull it off. What have you been playing, Herb, lately? Like, what games are you playing currently, or streaming even? Oh no! I can do this. It's probably so close to being dead. All these bosses have these like pretty simple left and right pattern. I did it. Oh, cool. Sonic Triple Trouble. Fatal Labyrinth. It's a retro, yeah, cool retro stuff. I think Fatal Labyrinth is an old game, right? Aquarium. This is so majestic. Oh, cool. Yeah, all good stuff. Returnal. I haven't. So I finished Returnal once. What was that? 2020. That was a pandemic year. The beginning of the pandemic year game, wasn't it? I think. Um, I loved Returnal. I love Housemark as well, and Returnal was awesome. But I cleared Returnal, and then I never went back to it. Like for whatever reason, I was hooked on it until I finished it, and I finished it at launch before they like patched it and everything. Um, and I wanted to go back. I just haven't made time for it. But yeah, Streets of Rage 4. That's another game too. I finished it once, and it's so replayable. I just haven't gone back to it. Okay, that's what I thought. Yeah, I know what Fatal Labyrinth is. Yeah, the co-op was added in that whole like DLC. Was it like a multiplayer tower? You just climb like a what is it like 100 floor, or it's like an endless kind of rogue like tower that they added that you can play cooperatively. I guess is what it was. I just haven't gone back. But I really liked it. Yeah, I'm aware of that with Streets of Rage 4 as well. Oh, this is some Star Fox stuff. This is cool. Yeah, that was Air Twister, Yu Suzuki's latest game, exclusive for now to Apple Arcade. Yeah, if you like old school on rail Panzer Dragoon style shooters, it's more Panzer Dragoon like arcade shooter than or on rail shooter, I guess. Not that Space Harrier wasn't, but Space Harrier was like a little different, I think. Um, but yeah, it's a hybrid of a lot of like old school arcade shooter ideas, with like a ridiculous soundtrack. Um, and honestly, I was saying it earlier in the stream, like it's the most like passionate 2022 game I think I've played all year. Like my mood instantly jumped like 50% in terms of like how I was feeling prior to playing this game. So it's a just good feel, nostalgic, like no nonsense arcade game that taps into like a certain era of games that yeah, people of a certain age or people of a certain generation would appreciate more so than others. So um very basic, like visually the gameplay, there's nothing a lot to it. Like it has like a I like the character models and the enemy and the boss designs. Some of the backgrounds look like it looks okay. You know, it's a mobile game technically, but just like it's just like it just feels like a passion project, and I have to like um respect it for that. But and yeah, these are the other games I downloaded. These are all exclusive as far as I know to Apple Arcade. Um, the Castlevania, I think it's Grimoire of Souls is what it's called. There's Klapkoff, Fantasian, which I talked about earlier, World of Demons, Fantasian, and now Air Twister are my top three that are exclusive to this device. Easily, wouldn't even. I don't have to say anything else about all three of those games. And then there's Super Leap Day, which is kind of like a fun platformer. That's also like a daily, kind of weekly game, like where you're supposed to log in daily and like do a run of a level. I didn't think too much about it, but yeah, thanks, Three Bears, or Erp. Yeah, I stream like that's the thing. Like I stream so inconsistently. Um, it's part of the channel, the theme of the channel, obviously. I've been streaming probably for almost 2 years regularly, I guess, and I put that in quotes because I part of like the gimmick of the channel is I unexpectedly show up because I'm not a consistent streamer, just due to my work schedule and personal life. Like I just can't. Uh, I don't want to like set a schedule and then have to cancel all the time because honestly, like a big part of me just likes to like chill offline and like you know keep games to myself or play games to myself. Just it takes a lot of energy for me to like to stream, to be honest. But I like just sharing my thoughts on games that I'm playing. So instead of doing like full playthroughs, I'll do checkout streams or like you know initial impression streams of new releases, and I do other types of streams occasionally too. But I'm also a big lurker, so uh, if you don't see me pop into your streams or other people's streams, I'm probably like either lurking or like watching VODs like after the fact. um, yeah, I'm a very like recluse like Twitch person. Yeah, it is honestly. Or especially for me, I'm like fairly introverted, and I like to like gaming is like a big passion of mine, but like Twitch is so um not that you don't have to be like an entertainer, but like I just the whole game of Twitch is exhausting to me. Just you know, I don't know. I have conflicted thoughts on it, but at the end of the day, I still like um just again just sharing my thoughts. Like that was just fun to randomly, you know, have you in here to talk about, you know, a game that, like you said, like no one's probably playing or talking about, and that's kind of why I like doing this. Um, yeah, well, so for me, I keep Twitch as like a background thing. So I'll watch a lot of people and have them up on like a second monitor while I'm grinding and playing a game I don't have to like super pay attention to, or if it's a game I'm familiar with, or if I'm grinding in something. Like I play a lot of games where like I don't have to like be super like actively paying attention to it, and I love just having like I have Twitch up all day just streaming in the background with whoever I follow. But I won't say like I don't participate in chat or anything. I keep it up as a way to like to grind. Did you play Venture? I don't think I've heard of that. Okay, yeah, I'll look into it. Is that on like most? I have pretty much every platform at the like old, newer, PC. That name sounds kind of familiar, but I don't. Okay, yeah, I'll check it out. But yeah, I'm gonna be doing some traveling and going away for about a month or so. So if I and I'm flying actually Tuesday, so I'm gonna be away from my streaming equipment for a little bit. But if I don't decide to stream tomorrow, I was considering doing one more stream or two this weekend. So I was gonna do I was gonna do this last night, to be honest, and then I just was too tired. I didn't have the energy for it. So I might do one more stream tomorrow morning, depending on things. But if not, this is my last stream for a little bit. All right. Yep. Thanks again, everyone. It was fun showing off Air Twister, and I'll hopefully talk to you all soon. So yeah, have a good weekend. Stay safe and play some cool stuff. Play some good games, and I'll see y'all when I see you. All right. Bye.